You wake up, and it's the same. The same thoughts in your head, the same worries you had yesterday, the same problems staring back at you. Maybe the faces change, maybe the location is different, but deep down, it's the same life. And no matter how hard you try, the same patterns keep repeating. Why? Because you are not creating from your desires. You are creating from your frequency. And until that frequency changes, reality has no choice but to replay the same movie over and over again. Today, I'm going to show you why you've been trapped in this loop and exactly how to step out of it permanently. 1. The hidden mechanism of the loop. Most people think reality repeats because of bad luck or because external circumstances keep them stuck. But here's the truth most never realize. Your life isn't responding to what you want. It's responding to who you are, consistently, energetically, vibrationally. Think of your subconscious mind as a projector. Every belief, every emotional pattern, every expectation you carry is film running through that projector. If that film doesn't change, the movie doesn't change. It doesn't matter if you hope for something different. It doesn't matter if you work hard for it. If the film is the same, the scenes will be the same. The quantum field, the invisible ocean of potential realities, does not take orders from your conscious mind. It mirrors your dominant state of being. 2. Why you can't think your way out. This is where most people get stuck. They try to think their way into a better reality. They visualize, they affirm, they repeat mantras, but nothing changes. Here's why. Your conscious thoughts are like ripples on the surface of the ocean, but your frequency, your emotional signature, is the deep current underneath. And that deep current is controlled by your subconscious programming, which means you could be thinking, I am abundant, while your deep current is still vibrating lack, fear, or unworthiness. The quantum field responds to the current, not the ripple. 3. How subconscious programming creates vibrational repetition. From birth to around age 7, your subconscious is wide open. In those early years, you absorb patterns without filter. You learn what's normal from your environment. If you grew up around scarcity, instability, or emotional struggle, those frequencies became familiar. And here's the strange thing. The subconscious doesn't seek what's best for you. It seeks what's familiar. This is why so many people recreate the same type of relationships, the same financial situations, even the same health challenges. It's not because they want them. It's because their nervous system recognizes them as home. Until you change what feels familiar, you will unconsciously pull yourself back into the same experiences, no matter how far you try to run. 4. The exact moment of a quantum shift. So, how do you escape the loop? A quantum shift happens in the moment you stop reacting as your old self and start embodying the frequency of your future self. It's not when you get the money, the relationship, or the opportunity. It's when you feel and respond as if it's already yours. The exact moment looks like this. Something happens in your current reality that would normally trigger you. The old you would panic, argue, overthink, or shut down. But instead, you pause, you breathe. You remember, this is not my future reality. I do not need to react from my past. And you choose a different response. That choice, repeated, rewires the subconscious. It tells the quantum field, I am no longer available for the old timeline. This is the pivot point. 5. Practical steps to stabilize a new reality. Pattern interrupt. Every time you feel yourself reacting in an old way, stop. Move your body. Change your breathing. Say something completely different than you normally would. Future frequency practice. Spend 5 minutes every morning tuning into the feeling of your desired reality. Not imagining how it comes. Just being in the emotional state of already having it. Language audit. The words you speak reinforce your timeline. Eliminate statements that affirm the old reality. Replace them with language from your future self's perspective. Environment upgrade. Your surroundings constantly reinforce your identity. Make small, symbolic changes that reflect the reality you're stepping into. 6. Tuning into your future self. Your future self already exists. In the quantum field, all versions of you are happening right now. The one who has the life you want is simply broadcasting on a different frequency. You don't become them by force, you tune to them. Think of it like a radio. If you want to hear what's playing on 102.7 FM, you don't shout at 88.1 FM to change. You change your dial. That dial is your state of being, the combination of your thoughts, emotions, and energy. When you match your future, what if I told you the reason your life feels like a loop isn't because the universe is against you, but because you're unknowingly sending the same signal to reality over and over and over again? You think you're moving forward. You think new affirmations, a new vision board, or a fresh journal will change things. But in the quantum field, your signal hasn't changed at all. And so the movie of your life keeps replaying with only tiny variations. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. It's not your desire that creates your reality. It's your frequency. Segue into core idea. You see, reality is not this fixed, linear experience you've been taught to believe in. Quantum physics tells us, and mystics have known for centuries, that there are infinite versions of you, infinite timelines, and infinite outcomes, all existing right now. But here's the catch. You don't experience the reality you want, you experience the reality you are a vibrational match for. Consider why you keep repeating the same reality. Think about your morning. You wake up in the same bed. You look at your phone. You check your messages. You drink your coffee, scroll, and think the same thoughts you thought yesterday. Those thoughts trigger the same emotions. Those emotions release the same chemical signatures in your body. And your body, like a perfectly tuned antenna, broadcasts that exact signal into the quantum field. And because the quantum field works like a mirror, reality has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Same signal, same life. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls this being wired to the past. Your body becomes so conditioned to the familiar that even when you want something new, your subconscious mind keeps choosing what's safe, what's known. And this is why so many people manifest different versions of the same reality. New relationship, same arguments. New job, same feeling of being undervalued. New year, same you. 2, the quantum field responds to frequency, not wishes. This is where most manifestation advice falls short. You can say you want abundance, but if you're living in the vibration of fear and lack, the quantum field doesn't hear your words. It hears your frequency. It feels your coherence. Neville Goddard put it simply, you do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what you are is not your conscious self-image. It's the deep, subconscious patterns you've been running for years. If you're looping the same reality, it means your subconscious programming, your vibrational baseline, hasn't changed. 3, the exact moment a quantum shift becomes possible. There's a specific moment in your day where the doorway to a new reality cracks open. It's the moment you become aware of the loop. You notice that you're thinking the same thought, feeling the same emotion, or reacting the same way, and something in you pauses. That pause is powerful, because in that pause, your awareness pulls you out of autopilot. You are no longer just the character in your story, you become the author. But here's the challenge. That moment of awareness is fleeting. Your brain will try to pull you back into the familiar, because familiarity equals safety. This is why most people don't shift. They notice the loop, but they don't anchor into a new frequency before the old pattern pulls them back. 4, how to anchor a new frequency. Anchoring a new frequency isn't about forcing new thoughts. It's about embodying the emotional state of your desired reality before it arrives. Ask yourself, if I was already living my dream reality, what would my body feel like? Would my shoulders relax? Would my breath deepen? Would I feel expansive instead of contracted? Then, and this is key, practice living in that state even when nothing has changed. When you do this, you're sending a brand new signal into the quantum field. You're no longer broadcasting the same chemical pattern of the past. You're creating a coherent field that the universe can respond to. 5, the science behind emotional alignment. Neuroscience tells us that the brain doesn't know the difference between a memory and a vivid imagination. When you feel an emotion, your brain fires the same neural pathways, whether that emotion is triggered by reality or imagined by you. So when you consistently feel the gratitude, joy, or peace of your desired reality now, your brain begins to wire it as already true. This is where quantum physics and neuroscience align. By holding a new frequency long enough, you literally become a match for a new timeline. 6. Breaking the loop for good. Here's the formula. Awareness. Notice the loop. Become conscious of the old program. Interrupt. Do something that shifts your state instantly. Change your breath, your posture, your movement. Anchor. Embody the feeling of your desired reality now. Sustain. Hold that state as often as possible, especially during your transition moments. Waking up,